So ह्या दिसांनी एक चर्चा चल्लेली आसा की there has been Karnataka Association saying that we will put up candidates in Panchayat Polls. आता खूप चर्चा चल्लेली आसा. What is your view on this?
See, in a democracy, everybody is entitled to put their candidates for any elections. But in case of Goa or Goa's Panchayat elections, the very people who are making this announcement, it is to be seen whether they are doing something in the larger interest of unity of the people of Goa. From the background of these people whom I know, they have always been known to divide people, and they are trying to spread a certain new normal they are trying to promote, where they want to show separation. Actually, all these voters whom he is citing from a particular community or from a particular state are otherwise all integrated very nicely into the Goan population. They have been happily living here, but this gentleman who has made that announcement seems to be wanting some sort of division in Goan society, which I think is not a very good step. Anybody is free to contest. For that matter, there was a person who also contested as a candidate in Kortalim in the assembly election. There may be more examples as well.
Correct.
But here it smacks of some sincere design, which will only bring about a division among the people and create a ill will towards a certain community, which should be prevented at all costs.
One more issue is that Panchayat election as a delimitation, reservation. There is a speculation that it could be polls could be further postponed. Possibility aisa kite?
See, one thing I want to say very clearly. We had handed over the delimitation as well as the reservation to the State Election Commission. Why we had done this? If you are yourself aware, and all the press will know, that there was a big discussion in the August House, in several assemblies, that this particular thing being handled by the government has certain negatives about it. That the government in power always tries to divide the wards or delimit the wards according to its own needs to get its own people elected. Similarly, reservation also takes place. Now, that's why we handed it over to the State Election Commission. But looking at the number of complaints what we have received as a state government, because it is in consultation with the state government, it was very difficult for us to sort of match the complaints along with what steps were taken to resolve those issues. In the same way, now have come reservations. With reservations coming in, there are even more complaints. Recently, what has impacted the reservation is a Supreme Court decision which has come, which has its own say in the particular matter. And it says the State OBC Commission has to have a say in formulating as to how many OBC candidates should be there on actual population being present in those particular wards or from that particular area. Otherwise, one should have elections conducted. If such an exercise is not done, one should have elections conducted as general wards. So this has come these days to our knowledge. So I have to perhaps place all these matters before my Honorable Chief Minister, as well as later on perhaps before the Cabinet, and we will have to decide on this as to what is to be done. So looking at this particular scenario, naturally it would need a little more time. So we would perhaps have to realign the timing of the election to match what the Supreme Court has mandated in that particular order.
Okay.
Because tomorrow, again, what will happen if we go ahead and somebody goes to court and says that no, this has not been as per the wishes of the OBC Commission in your state, or on the procedure laid down by the Supreme Court, we could perhaps be found wanting. So it has just come to me today. So I will have a clear assessment done. I will put it up in writing to my Honorable Chief Minister. Thereafter, we will take a call, and if required, we will take it to the Cabinet as well and then take a call. So right now, I cannot say for sure that we will not complete it in time, or that because we are not completing it in time, we have to postpone the elections. I would not like to say such a thing. By Monday, I will be able to give you a clear picture whether we need more time to conduct such an exercise.
Okay. So, but at the moment, there is a possibility that it can be delayed.
See, as I said, certain new inputs have come. Inputs have come in terms of certain complaints, reservations of different panchayats as far as the reservations are concerned. Then this Supreme Court decision has come into play. Naturally, I have to take all this before me and then take a very considered view and a proper decision. I should not be found wanting, because I expect any decision that I take, it will be challenged in the honorable courts or honorable court, whether High Court or elsewhere. So I have to be prepared. So I have to give a very good decision, a considered decision after proper application of mine.
Sir, one more thing is that ह्या दिसांनी आमी फाटीं म्हटलेलें तुमकां की कदंबाची दशा पळयत जाल्यार सगळेच कडेन कदंबा मोडात आसा आनी कितें जाता एसी चलना. हाव आर यू लुकिंग एट दिस इशू नाव? बिकॉज तुज्या नदरेक तरी खूब जाणांनी हाडलाच आसतलें.
See, I have already pulled up the concerned officials and I have told them, please pull up your socks आणि सारखे करा. कितें करता कदंबा सारक्यो चलपा जाय, हें चलपाना म्हणून. दोग जाणांचेर आमी कारवाई केला. तो ड्रायव्हर जो डिझल नासतना वाटेर गाडी बंद उडयली ताका सस्पेंडूय केलो. पण मोर देन दीस आय एम अफ्रेड दॅट I cannot take action. But nevertheless, we are tightening up matters everywhere, and we will see that such incidents do not happen in future.
Is there any GST meeting about to come?
So GST meeting, as I told you, follow-up meeting GST ची जावपाची आसा. आता 18 तारखेक group of ministers on casinos, on horse trading, on online gaming, on betting, हे सगळे ते सब्जेक्ट मॅटर ते चर्चा जातली. लास्ट टाइम जाल्ली आनी हांवें लास्ट टाइम सांगला तशें इट वॉज इनकन्क्लुसीव. Conclusion will come in this particular meeting being held on 18th in New Delhi.
You being a member of GST always have put up something or the other in welfare of the state of Goa. ह्या फावटी कितें आसतलें विशय गोंयच्या विशयान बाबा घालपाक?
म्हाजो एक विशय, एक मुद्दो सगळ्यान इम्पॉर्टंट अजुनूय उरता. आतां एक आहा आमचे GST जे सेस आमकां मेळटालो सेंटरा कडेन, शॉर्टफॉल इन कॉम्पन्सेशन आउट ऑफ सेस कलेक्टेड बाय द सेंटर, आमकां तें कॉम्पन्सेशन म्हणून मेळटालें. तें जुलय 2022 बंद जावपाचें आहा. तें बंद जाल्यार आमकां इतले त्रास जावपाक शकता की आमकां गव्हर्मेंट सर्वंटाची सॅलरी सुद्दां भरपाक त्रास जावपाक शकता. तेका लागून हांव सांगीत आसा सेंटराक, डोंट लूक एट ऑल द स्मॉलर स्टेट्स differently. You have to look at the smaller states with a very different view. You have to come to their rescue, and whatever is due to them, you should give them as soon as possible, and perhaps evolve a new formula where if tomorrow compensation cess or compensation collected which comes to us from cess collected does not accrue to the state should not be allowed to fall in a debt trap or fall in problem. So therefore they have to come to a solution. Ata, there has been certain buoyancy in collections at the central level. The recent collection has been 1.68 lakh crore collection in GST, which is the highest so far. There is buoyancy in the collections of certain bigger states. They have collected more money, and center perhaps sometimes feels that they cannot. There is no need for compensation cess to be to be extended, the scheme of compensation to be extended beyond July 2022. My simple submission is that the smaller states per se will suffer without any doubt in anybody's mind. What will the small states do? Big states, yes, they have got that much of revenues and they can shore up their revenues from different sources. Small states don't have that luxury. So the center will have to look at smaller states in a very different manner and see that whatever loss of money coming from the central pool to the state as cess, which is used to come, compensation cess, has to be compensated in another way if the cess does not continue. Otherwise we will, as I said, we will be in dire states.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
या दिसात सर इंडस्ट्रियल एक वॉटर इश्यू पॉवर कट आणि इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चराचे जे प्रॉब्लेम चालू आसा त्याच्याकडे तुम्ही ॲज ए इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर म्हणून कशें पळयता?
बाबा प्रॉब्लेम आहा ते म्हाका सगळे खबर आहा हांव एक न्यू इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी हाडटा very transparent policy. Some time ago the chairman of IDC was here. We discussed in mutual problems what are there. We decided to sort them out as soon as possible. In fact, even certain cases, certain things have to be cleared with speed. Somebody was not getting some permission or NOC or such clearance from IDC. The chairman just told me he has ensured that he got it in a day's time with no artificial difficulties being created. I think if I have such cooperation from IDC chairman, you will find a lot of things happening as far as the industry in Goa is concerned, and we have that spirit before us. Now you have talked of power cuts. Yes, there is a problem. There is a problem of low voltage. There have been power cuts, but I think that is being readdressed. That's why I say that we will have to work collectively, whether it is the power minister for power situation, whether it is the PWD minister for sake of roads, whether it is the industries minister, that's me, for industry to take proper shape, IDC chairman to see that land is allotted in a transparent manner, clearances from IDC in the shortest possible time. So all this, if we work in tandem, I don't think there will be any problem for industry. At least that is the spirit prevalent amongst all of us.